It's time now for Artist Spotlight.
As with many artists, you know, I did start in the church, but the funny thing is, for a long time, I felt guilty, about singing, because I kept being told, you need to sing gospel, you're a gospel artist, and I would end up feeling guilty, so I didn't sing for a long time. I would classify myself as a feel-good artist. The kind of music is feel-good music, but the genre is neo-jazz R&B. And so that's a genre that I created the name for, because it's kind of like a mixture, of neo-soul influences, jazz influences, and R&B. And so that's where the neo-jazz R&B comes from, and it's spelled Neojazzrb. And it's one word. I can never say, oh, I just sing jazz, or, oh, I just sing R&B, or, my tagline is from jazz to Motown. One thing that we all know for sure is that music is universal. I've seen at different shows that I've done, I'll see two people sit next to one another. They don't know one another. They might even feel a little bashful or a little of that person next to them. And then once the music starts, you'll see them start looking at each other, they're clapping together, they're smiling at one another. Of course, we can't sit the whole world, right, in one audience, but like a piece of cake at a time. Love is the one thing that is a commonality amongst the world. Everybody wants love. Even if they say they don't, it's probably because they don't want to admit it, or they might not even realize that that's the one thing that's missing. And I've seen, people who don't have demonstrations of love in their lives and how they're affected by it. They're much different. They might, it might manifest in anger, or they might be a cold person where, they're not approachable. However it manifests itself, I always see it as there's a lack of love, somewhere. I do really believe that, I'm a vessel to show somebody kindness, or, show them something that they haven't seen before, whatever that might be. This particular show that I had put together, we had invited some women from the battered shelter. For some reason, this particular night, I was singing the song, but the original lyrics was not coming out of my mouth. I started talking about how God makes me feel complete in a lot of ways. And so that's how the song came out. One woman came up to me and she said, oh my God, she said, I never knew. And she just started crying. She said, I never knew. And I didn't understand what she was saying. And she said, I just never knew that I could feel this again. That lets me know that I'm tapping into something, or God is tapping into something that somebody needed. When I look back on all of the things that God has allowed me to do, I really can't say that I haven't been blessed. In those moments when I don't feel like I can do this anymore, and that phone rings and somebody says, I need you for something, I'll say, okay, thank you, God. That's His way of saying, okay, you're ready to go again.